Good morning, Keith Tebow back with you. We're heading toward the middle of April, and it's going to be school vacation week again for youngsters in our region. And, we thought we'd catch up with one of the varied locations across Fall River that usually does well and hopes to service children during the school vacation week. I'm pleased to be joined by the executive director of the Children's Museum of Greater Fall River, Jo-Anne Sbrega. Mrs. Sbrega, how are you? Thank you for joining me.
I'm well, thanks. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for having me.
I want to have a little bit of a discussion. We haven't spoken much in the past year. Fill us a little bit in on how the museum has been faring, through COVID and, currently where it stands right now in terms of being open to the community.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yes, we faced our struggles like everyone. We were closed from mid-March till the latter part of July. During that time, we tried to be good to our community, and we provided some, which the station helped us with. We provided making videos and doing stories and science and so forth, trying to keep some connection. And then we reopened through early December, and then we closed again, and we reopened for February vacation, which was very positive. We've been very fortunate to have some donors that didn't forget us during that time. And we also received some PPE and PPP money, which was wonderful to help us go ahead and order the proper materials we needed to be able to do the deep cleaning. And folks seem very positive when they come in. They feel safe that we've made all the modifications we possibly could.
So let me ask you, in terms of your ability to get people into the museum. Obviously, there are still restrictions in terms of number of people that are allowed. How has that impacted the museum? I know you have special exhibits in some of the rooms, so talk about how that has impacted your ability to get as many children there as possible.
Right. So we're presently at 50%. We're fortunate that we have walls, which helps us out and puts us in a little bit better position than some of the open concept. It's much easier for us to be able to post what the room allows. So we took what our guidance is from the building department, who originally gave us what our capacity was for each room, and we've just cut it in half, and we post that outside each room. But we haven't had to go to advanced ticket sales. The building is so large and our capacity is almost 350. With the half, we just haven't reached those kinds of numbers yet. So we're happy to report, that people can walk in. With having the outdoor space now, that gives us a little heads up too, so that if we did get to that point and we reach capacity, that some folks could play outside while they were waiting to get in. We also had to make modifications with the exhibits. We can't have water, the water room, sand. We had to redo the pit in the dinosaur room without the sand. We can't have a recycling room right now. We can't have any shared craft materials. So it's a challenge for us, but we still have plenty to do with 12 exhibits now.
So let me ask you, how has the response been of people who have been coming back? I know for a lot of families, having this type of activity is important for the development of their children. How has some of the reaction been in terms of families that have come back since the museum has reopened?
It's all been positive. People have been very verbal in telling the staff or myself how comfortable they felt. They see the staff going around and cleaning behind them. They see the fog machines, and they just feel comfortable, and they understand why, what we closed, and the reasons why. So they're willing to, we of course require masks after a certain age and social distancing and all kinds of sanitizing stations, and they seem to appreciate it.
So let me ask you now specifically about the upcoming April school vacation week. What are some of the plans for the museum? Obviously, you'll be open sort of regular times. So talk a little bit, I guess, about your opening schedule and if there are any other special programs that are going to be happening school vacation week.
Yeah, we're open 4 days a week because of the heavy job of keeping the place clean and doing the deep cleaning every week. We're on a 4 day schedule: Wednesday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 4. We do after hour birthday parties on the weekend, on a Saturday evening, or on Sundays we're doing private birthday parties. During the week of school vacation week, we always do something with Earth Day. We have teamed up with the local folks that planted some trees. We've had that done over past couple of years. We've planted 2 new trees. An arborist will be here that week, pruning the trees and giving the children some lessons on outdoor gardening. We are, to our new outdoor space, we're going to be adding some raised flower beds the children will be able to be a part in. Inside, it will be a STEAM week. We will be doing some art crafts, but they won't be as open-ended as they usually are. They'll be more kit specific because we cannot share materials. We'll also be doing some what we call kitchen science, and the children will have a chance to make a sensory bottle or a fun lava lamp. If you add a Alka-Seltzer to the oil and water, it kind of looks, it puts, dye and then some sprinkles and things in it. It almost looks like an old-fashioned lava lamp. We'll also be doing some experiments. There'll be a station set up where we'll be doing some with homemade kinds of materials that you can find in your kitchen, for 2 reasons: to show families that you can do some of these things at home with minimal expense. We have a new telescope up in outer space, thanks to our friend Steve. So we'll be featuring that in the fairly new outer space. There's great new lighting up there. It's looking more like outer space every day. And we have a new wind tunnel, and we'll be doing some activities with children getting a chance to take different materials and let the wind catch them.
So great. A lot of activities happening on school vacation week. Looking ahead, Mrs. Sbrega, what are your hopes for, the summer? Even though, people like to do things outdoors, I know you also have that outdoor space, behind the museum, but are you hopeful that, attendance will be able to pick up as we head toward the summer months and as we head forward into the fall?
We hope so. Usually what is a big attraction for the spring are the field trips, and I'm afraid we're going to miss out on those again. Hopefully, maybe we'll pick up some with the summer programs and maybe have some trips come in this summer. That's a big void for us and our budget, but also for the children. And oftentimes, the children in these programs may not get to come to a children's museum unless it's through their school. So we're hoping that we can resurrect some of that this summer. We will be doing some special programming throughout the summer. Of course, weather is a great factor too. We do have the new HVAC system, so we're fully air conditioned.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a hot summer, we'll have the numbers. If it's a rainy summer, we'll have the numbers. So it definitely is affected by the weather.
Well, that's great. And we wish you all the best at the Children's Museum. As with other tourist attractions, it's been a very difficult year. And hopefully with beginning with the school vacation week, hopefully things will pick back up. So I appreciate your time, Mrs. Sbrega. Thank you for joining me.
My pleasure, Keith. Thank you again.
All right. And thank you for joining us here on FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great rest of your day.